the clouds set in. It's overcast, gloomy, dark. It's about -6 degrees. So in other words, it's going to be a great morning. So apologies, it's still very dark. I don't think the video quality is going to be too good. But it's about 30 minutes before sunrise. I can't feel my face. And it's the second day of the cold snap that the UK is experiencing. And we've got this lovely sharp frost over the floor, trees, and it looks amazing. It was a clear sky throughout the night. I think just around first light it really kind of clouded over. So yesterday morning was unbelievably beautiful, but I was driving to work when I saw it. So I decided last minute to take today off. It's Friday. And go out and make the most of this weather. So last night I was trying to figure out where to go. And I was scouring Google Earth and I was kind of looking for little valleys, little clearings where it looked like there's going to be a nice, good chance of frost. And I thought I'd check out this patch on the way to another area, which is a clearing by a river. And yeah, it's paid off. So we've got lots of young silver birches here, dotted around this clearing. And they're just crystallised in frost. So what I'm doing is shooting with a long lens and just honing in on some individual trees. The challenge is, although they're young, a lot of them are still quite tall. There's a fair bit of separation between the tree and this wooded backdrop. So the challenge is to get the camera high enough to shoot kind of level or downwards onto the trees to give enough breathing space between the top of the birch and the background. Reason for that, it's a plain, dull sky and I don't want it in the image. I think it'd be a lot nicer just have, you know, almost like an anonymous woodland scene. It could be anywhere in the UK, just in the grip of winter. A nice white frosty tree with a darker background, nice and simple, and I think it works really well. There's frost everywhere and I just thought, why not just point the camera at the ground? So this path is lined by this really nice, I think there's 2 different grasses here. They're kind of curling in on each other. So I'm shooting down, still on the long lens. It's a 4-second exposure. Start taking exposure, and then after a couple seconds, just move the camera. So I'm shooting 10-second exposure, which puts me on f23. And I'm doing similar to what I was doing with the grass. So I'm shooting into this scene for about 3 or 4 seconds, camera on the tripod and swiveling it, land it on a different patch of woods. So I'll just kind of show you what I'm doing. I'm gonna start the exposure. 1, 2, 3. Swivel. 1, 2, 3. Click. And we'll try and make it further than 2 meters because this isn't where I plan to go. It's a nice stream, open area, should have some nice bigger kind of isolated trees, should be a lot of frost there. So the temptation at the moment is just to stop and film and shoot everything. I can't remember it being this kind of weather in, I don't know, years, it's just stunning. I'm making my way to my originally intended destination, and we have this path. So I've got the long lens on, and I'm not including the path in the frame whatsoever, and I'm just shooting across these trees here, because the way the path curves round means you've got dark green, light green, frost, dark green, orange, frost, and it's just these different textures and colours. So this was my target originally, and I think it was a good shout. I mean, it's just magical. So there's still quite a lot of leaves still on the trees, and I think after these frosts they're going to be going quite quickly. But it's nice, we've got the frost, but we still get a bit of colour coming through where there's still leaves. So I'm just eyeing up this tree here. It's just down the slopes, so I should be able to shoot down on it a little bit. Just going to try and find the best angle, but it's got some greeny yellow leaves still on it. It's a really nice colour, and it's much more blue behind, so it's going to be blue and green kind of cold tones. Now, about this point in the morning, I discovered a super slow motion feature on my new GoPro. Thought, wow, this is pretty cool. So I put it on and I recorded a few clips. I then forgot to turn it off, so the next hour and a half was spent recording myself in slow motion. So here's a short montage of clips I recorded. I'll let you guys guess which ones are intentional and which ones weren't. So when I arrived this morning, it was completely dark, so there's no way I would have found this patch, but it's tucked just behind some trees off the path, and it is just so beautiful. I'm sure there's shots here, but it's just a little opening, and it's really just in deep frost. We have a hawthorn, I think, here, which is a beautiful shape, which should make quite a nice shot in itself. But I think what I might do is put the long lens back on and try another ICM and just hone in on the leaves and the frost and see how that comes out. It's 10:15 now, so although it's gloomy, there's a lot more ambient light. So I'm shooting in 200mm. I'm on f/32, as narrow as I can go, and I can shoot on a 3.2 second exposure, or if I really push it, a full second exposure. And I'm doing similar technique to what I did earlier. I've got it on manual focus, focusing in on the leaves. I'm just going to start the exposure, do about 2 seconds, move the camera. That was a bit too overzealous. So start the shutter, 1, 2, move, and it's coming out really nice, really nice. This is really porky little robin that flew right up, landed on my feet, took the camera off the tripod to take a video of it. It then flew onto the tripod. I then got my knees to try and take a video on my phone, and it flew and landed on my head. It's just like completely chilled. So yeah, good morning, really good morning. I'm happy with this. I felt getting my eye in a bit and excited to see what else I can get later on today.